Grab his beaver and can't finish your curtail. Let's see what he has to say. What's he got for us this time? Probably Blu-rays.
Aficionados Chris.
It's a guilty pleasure.
Aficionados Chris.
It's a comfort measure.
Aficionados
Shine the lights, shoot the camera, smile for the world in panorama. He likes to impersonate walk-on.
Hey everybody, Aficionados Chris here, and I've got two very special TV shows that I want to share with you, both courtesy of Shout Factory, and coincidentally, both TV shows that air on the Hub, which is the exact same network where the new My Little Pony is playing. So, wouldn't you know it, the Hub has other shows on the network that I think are just as good. I am, of course, talking about the Aquabats Super Show, Season 1, and Littlest Pet Shop, Sweetest Pets. First, let's talk about the Aquabats. Now, I am an enormous fan of the Aquabats band, an Aqua Cadet, if you will. I actually have one of their albums right here, the Charge album from 2005. If you don't know about the Aquabats, the band's persona is that all the members are essentially a superhero team with assorted nicknames like the MC Bat Commander we have right here, who is Christian Jacobs. A lot of people may know him as the creator of Yo Gabba Gabba, the Nick Jr. show, which I believe is still running. We've also got other characters like Eaglebone's Falcon Hawk, Ricky Fitness, Jimmy the Robot, and Crash McLarson. The best thing about this show, what I like, is that obviously if you're a fan of the Aquabats, you're going to love this very much, but if you've never heard of the Aquabats, I think it works as a show on its own. It's a great little homage to things like the 1960s Batman series and the Sid and Marty Krofft years of kids television with the zany, goofy humor. It's a lot of fun. It's a complete blast. I have fun watching it, and like I said, even though I have some bias because I'm a fan of the band, I think if you're not a fan of the band or have never heard of the band, I think you'll actually really like this show a lot. It's a really fun kids show, and obviously kids are going to absolutely adore it. I kind of miss that we didn't have zany, silly shows like this, just like, you know, shows that my dad used to show me from when he was a kid, like Batman 66 and H.R. Puff and stuff. So it brings back a lot of close memories for someone like me who was able to grow up with shows from the 60s and 70s thanks to my father. I think it's a nice little homage to that era. We've also got bonus features like audio commentaries with the cast, the original pilot, which I remember seeing back when because this show has been trying to get made for years. I think it was back from 2007 or 8 when the pilot went online. The pilot's very different from the show, obviously. There was they kept a few things, like in this show they actually have cartoon breaks where they have little snippets of a continuing story in cartoon form, very 70s style. But the original pilot is very different from that, and they've also got some behind the scenes, which are just basically sketches. They're really funny. So if you're a fan of the Aquabats band, I'd say pick this up, and if you're looking for a good, fun, silly kid show, I'd say give it a watch. Now on to Littlest Pet Shop, which is probably going to be a little harder to sell, I suppose. People are very divided on this show. Some people really like it, some people just don't care for it. People who tend to really like this are usually bronies, because a lot of the people who work on My Little Pony, such as writers, music composers, even actors, are on the show. This is actually, the creators of this show did a Cartoon Network series called My Gym Partner's a Monkey, which I was a big fan of, which was a very underrated cartoon series. I don't know why that show never took off. I thought it was extremely well written, very funny, great idea for a cartoon. So the married team who made that show is the developers of this version of Littlest Pet Shop. I knew very little about the toys. I knew that my sisters would play with them a couple times. I've seen them, and of course when I worked at Toys R Us I had to put some of those toys on the shelves, so I got an idea of what it was. But the show is very different. I think it's well done. It's not amazing, but I think it's an incredibly enjoyable show. To me, the greatest thing about it is actually the voice acting, because one of the characters right here, Sunil, I always mess up his name, it's Sunil, I believe. He's played by Peter New, who's a voice actor on My Little Pony. He plays Big Mac on that show. And on this show, he plays not just that character, he actually plays a lot of characters. Me and Sean Webby went so far as to call him the Hank Azaria of the show, where he just plays so many different characters on the show. They're all very, very different voices. And he is just really good at it. He and Tabitha St. Germain do a great job in this show. And of course, the main character on the front here, Blythe Baxter, she is played by Ashley Ball, who bronies will know her as Applejack and Rainbow Dash on My Little Pony, and other people may know her as the lead singer of the band Hey Ocean, which is something you guys should all check out. So I'd say if you're looking for an enjoyable kids show that maybe your little girl will enjoy, I'd say check this one out because you won't have a hard time watching it. It's nothing amazing, but you're not going to want to cringe like other kids shows out there nowadays. I think you'll have a lot of fun. I think you'll enjoy it just as much as the kids. So that's it for my review of the Aquabats Super Show and Littlest Pet Shop. I hope you enjoyed the video and have a good day. Bye.